part in Espanol that you remember. That was our warm-up today. Jo Marion, how about you? While I'm waiting on my computer, can you put in the chat the name of one body part in Spanish? Do we remember that? Sí, el ojo, right? Your eye. Muy bien. Your eye. Anyone else? Los dedos, right? Our fingers. Muy bien, los dedos. That's a good one. Muy bien. Okay, let me get my screens figured out here. And I need to get out of student view. That's what I need to do. And you guys, we're going to do a couple of things. I'm going to try and make them short and sweet. We're going to try and do them fairly quickly. Okay, again, just as a warm up about what we've been doing about our body parts. So let me load this up here. One of them is a listening activity. Ha, 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 ha. Check this out, you guys. Check this out. This is what I'm getting. Can y'all see this? Yeah. Server error. So let me try something else. Give me a second. Still not happening. Try this way. Okay. Wow. Happy Monday, right? Okay, here we go. So this is not going to be ideal, this view, but that's okay. We'll muddle through. Okay. All right. Give me a thumbs up, you guys, if you can see my screen. Thumbs up. See? Okay. Muy bien. All right. So let's just look at these real quickly. So we have, again, from the head down, la cabeza. El cuello is our neck. Brazo. Good morning, Malia. Los dedos, la mano, la pierna is our leg. El pie, our foot. Y los dedos, again, our toes or our fingers, right? And then we had our face. We had el pelo, our hair. Orejas, ears. La cara is the whole face. Los dientes, our teeth. Los ojos, our eyes. La nariz, nose. Y la boca is our mouth, right? Our boca is our mouth. Okay, so we're going to practice those again today. Warm us up a little bit. We got a few more folks joining us. Malia, I hope you had a good weekend. And then we're going to turn our attention, you guys, to these los sentidos, these verbs down here specifically, right? We're going to try to use all of this stuff in context of a story. Buenos dias, Marlesia. So we had ver, to see, oír, to hear, oler, to smell, saborear, to taste, and tocar is to touch, okay? Oler, remember, works like doler, to hurt. So behind me, if y'all can see my background still, remember our question, que te duele, what is hurting you, right? Me duele. So oler works similarly. It's huele, right, with an H. And we kind of looked at that real quickly, and we'll look at it again later today. Okay. So if you just joined us, we're having a little, what do I say? Computer glitches today. Okay. So bear with me. Server errors and things like that. Okay. So let's try to do a quick listening activity. right? And I'm going to share my screen again. So make sure that you can see my Zoom screen, you guys, and make sure that you can hear me, okay? So let's take a look at this instruction, right? We have Fatima, these are names, Fatima, Armando, or la doctora Galdon, okay? Fatima, Armando, or la doctora Galdon. So here's what we're going to try to do. It says, Patricia meets 3 special people in Spain. Listen and select the name of the person who has each of these physical traits. So what you need to listen for, mention the name of these people, Fatima, Armando, or la doctora Galdon, and see who has, for example, ojos azules. So let's make sure that we know what this is telling us before we get started. Clase, who can tell me, ¿qué quiere decir ojos azules? What does that mean? Ojos azules. You can unmute or you can pop it in the chat. Marleisha, Malia, Arshad? Yes, blue eyes. Muy bien. Ojos azules. And we need to remember, you guys, that our adjectives are describing words like colors come after the item that we're describing, right? That's why it's eyes blue, right? Okay, how about this next one? Nariz grande. Nariz grande. ¿Qué es un nariz grande? Very good. Very good. A big nose. Muy bien. How about pelo negro? Pelo negro. What is that referring to? ¿Qué quiere decir pelo? What is pelo? Remember that one, anybody? Pelo is our hair. Our hair, right? So what color hair? Black hair. Muy bien. How about piernas largas? Piernas largas. What is that? What are piernas? ¿Qué son las piernas? Piernas. Las piernas. Anybody? Rashad, you know this one. Las piernas. What are piernas, clase? Very good. Long legs, right? Long legs. How about una cara bonita? What's a cara? Remember we had in our slides the little monster? La cara. What's a cara? That's why we do these. Clase? ¿Qué es una cara? Una cara is our face. So what kind of face, you guys? Bonita. What does that mean? Bonita. Y'all had that last year? Pretty. Muy bien. So a pretty face. Una cara bonita. Okay. How about un cuerpo delgado? Ooh. Un cuerpo. So what's a cuerpo? Aren't these all partes, right? Del cuerpo. These are all parts of what? Partes del cuerpo. What's a cuerpo? Our body, right? So parts of the body. So who remembers, what does delgado mean? Delgado. We're describing the body here. Delgado. Thin or skinny. Okay, so skinny body, right? Or a thin body. Okay, we have pelo again. But do we remember what rubio is? What color hair would rubio be? Anyone remember this? Blonde. Blonde? Yes, rubio is blonde. Muy bien. All right, how about un cuello largo? Un cuello largo. What's a cuello? Or cuello, depending upon where you're from. Largo. What is that? Anybody remember that one? Cuello is our neck, not our throat, but our neck, right? Like our throat was garganta, yeah? So yes, a long neck, okay? All right, so these are the things that we're listening for, right? And then we have to figure out, you guys, who are they describing? So here's what I'm gonna simplify. In the chat, right? In the chat, we're gonna do, I think they're all in the same order. So we're gonna do A for Fatima, B for Armando, and C for la doctora. So whenever you think, whoever you think they're describing, right? A, Fatima, B, Armando, C, la doctora, and you just pop your answer in the chat. Okay, thumbs up if you're good. See, all right. Now, if you need me to replay it, then just let me know. Okay, all right. And I'm gonna pause it. This is like one continuous thing, but I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna slow it down too. Okay, all right, here we go. Let's listen.
Mi amiga Fátima tiene el pelo negro.
Okay. Again.
Mi amiga Fátima tiene el pelo negro.
Okay, are we talking about, she said pelo negro, right? So Fatima, Armando, or la doctora, A, B, or C? Anybody else? Let me do it again.
Mi amiga Fátima tiene el pelo negro.
A, B, or C? A is Fatima, B is Armando, C is la doctora. All right, muy bien. So if y'all said Fatima, you're correct, right? Let me play it again. Make sure you can hear.
Mi amiga Fátima tiene el pelo negro y los ojos azules.
Okay. What else does Fatima have? What else does Fatima have? Let me play it again.
Mi amiga Fátima tiene el pelo negro y los ojos azules.
Okay. What else does she have, you guys? Did you hear? Good, Jomarian. Very good. Right. So we can put a Fatima up here. So su amiga Fatima tiene, she has, pelo negro y los ojos azules. All right. Muy bien. Okay. So let's keep listening.
Tiene el pelo rubio, una nariz.
Oops. Missed name, didn't it? Let me start again.
Mi amiga Fátima tiene el pelo negro y los ojos azules. La doctora Galdón es muy atractiva. Tiene el cuello largo, las piernas largas y la cara muy bonita.
All right. So who are they talking about? Yeah, did y'all catch that one? Who are they talking about?
La doctora Galdón es muy atractiva. Tiene el cuello largo, las piernas largas y la cara muy bonita.
Okay, so who are they describing, clase? ¿A quién describen? Who are they describing? Did you catch her name? Which of these three? Was it Fatima, Armando, or la doctora? Who are they describing? Okay, so they're describing la doctora Galdón, right? Okay, good. Now we got to figure out how are they describing her? Okay, so I'm going to play it again. So listen carefully, and then y'all are going to tell me which ones. Is it number 2? Is it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever? Okay.
Tiene el cuello largo, las piernas largas y la cara muy bonita.
Okay. All right, one more time.
Tiene el cuello largo, las piernas largas y la cara muy bonita.
Okay, so we're talking about la doctora Galdón. So did they say she had nariz grande, piernas largas, cara bonita? What did they say? Give me the numbers here, and I'll log it in. Okay, you guys are telling me number 8, cuello largo. Sí, muy bien. What else do you hear?
Tiene el cuello largo, las piernas largas y la cara muy bonita.
Okay, somebody said número 5, cara bonita. Okay. And good job, Marlecia. Las piernas largas. Las piernas largas. Very good. Long legs, right? So she has, la doctora Galdón tiene las piernas largas, la cara bonita y el cuello largo. Okay, muy bien. All right, let's go on. Let's listen.
¿Y Armando? Armando tiene el pelo rubio, una nariz grande y es delgado. Es muy gracioso.
Okay, so who are we talking about here? Are we talking about Fatima, Armando, or la doctora Galdón? Okay, so we're talking about Armando, right? So let me play it again.
Una nariz grande y es delgado.
Oops, let me start. I think we were on 13 minutes. Okay.
¿Y Armando? Armando tiene el pelo rubio, una nariz grande y es delgado.
Okay, so what are we describing? How are we describing Armando? ¿Cómo describen Armando? Número 2, okay, que tiene una nariz grande, ¿sí? Marlesia, good job. Anybody else? What else did they, how else did they describe him? Sí, Marlesia, con el pelo rubio, sí. Did they say he was thin? Did we catch it? Let me try again. Okay, listen, let's see if he was thin.
Armando tiene el pelo rubio, una nariz grande y es delgado.
She said es delgado, right? And so he's thin. So yeah, número 6, también. All right, so let's finish this.
Es muy gracioso y muy buena persona.
All right, so he's very nice and he's a good person. Okay. Muy bien, muy bien. All right, just a quick listening. Quick listening. All right, now it's going to be your turn. So I'm going to share my screen again. Let me make this a little bigger. All right. So take a look at my screen. Everybody's going to need to be able to see my screen. And I'm on numero 12, number 12. So give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Marian, Melia, Marlesia, or Shah. Okay, muy bien. So it says, let's describe this character and use the words in the boxes. Okay. And what we're going to do, you guys, is we're going to use this example. Okay, right here. So we're describing this dude, and this sentence says, tiene, right? Él tiene las orejas grandes, right? So he has big ears. This is what we're saying, that he has big ears. Now, what we have to remember, you guys, is that oreja is feminine, ends in an A, right? But we have two of them, for example. So it becomes las, and we have to make plural, orejas. But we also, whatever our describing words are, also have to match for masculine or feminine, singular or plural. So for grande, we added an S for grandes because it ends in an E, right? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We already did orejas, so that gives us 7. Okay, all right, so Brooklyn, you get piernas. Okay, and then you can pick, looking at the picture, based on the picture, you pick a describing word and make a sentence, right? Okay, Arshad, you get brazos, right? So this is Brooklyn, this is Arshad. Okay, Jomarian, you get cabeza. Cabeza, you're going to describe his head. Mia, I'm going to give you nariz. Okay, Mia, you describe nariz. And Marlesia, I'm going to give you pie, his feet. Okay, so remember, based on the image, choose a describing word. Here's the sentence that we need to model. Okay, I'll give you guys a few minutes. When you think you have it, You can type it in the chat. How would you describe las piernas, los brazos, los pies, la nariz, y la cabeza? Type your sentence in the chat when you think you have it. Hey, Joe Marion, but Joe Marion, so close, so close. Yes, Malia, you're just going to follow this example that they've given us right here in the model. Joe Marion, check the chat. Okay, another minute or so. You guys check the chat. Okay, is that everyone? Almost. Okay. Let's see. All right, Marleisha, can you unmute, por favor, and just read your sentence to us, please?
Tiene los pies largos.
Very good. Perfecto. Tiene los pies largos, right? Pies was plural, so we have los and largos with an S. Perfect. Muy bien. Mia, can you unmute, por favor, and read us your sentence?
Él tiene la nariz larga.
Yes, él tiene la nariz larga, right? Very good. Muy bien. All right. Jo Marion, your turn. Can you read us your sentence, por favor? Joe? Wakey, wakey. Can you read us your sentence, por favor?
Tiene la cabeza larga.
Yes. Tiene la cabeza. Did you say grande or larga? I forget your sentence. You said larga. Larga, long. Yeah. Muy bien. Tiene la cabeza larga, right? And cabeza is feminine and singular. And so larga is feminine and singular. Okay. Muy bien. Yes. Brooklyn, go ahead and read us your sentence, por favor.
Tiene las piernas largas.
Perfecta. Tiene las piernas largas. Okay. Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Good job, you guys. Okay. Any questions about that? So that helped us to remember that we have to, our sentences all have to match, right? Masculine, feminine, singular, or plural when we're talking about just when we're using describing words, right? Those adjectives. Okay, let's switch some gears, right? Y'all ready to switch some gears this morning? And let me try to, because my computer's still, I think, being really dumb. It says this website's under a heavy load. Okay. Should be, right? School. It's Monday. Okay. Give me a second. It's thinking. Okay. Can y'all meet me in Canvas, please? I need everybody to meet me in Canvas, por favor. So we're going to kind of switch our attention to those verbs, okay? Los sentidos. All right, Joe, I need you to meet me in Canvas, please. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen. So here's what I'd like you to do, okay? So you guys in Canvas, we're in Unit 5, right? In España. I would like for you to notice that I loaded in here a visual guide, okay? Now, it says copy, and the reason why it says copy is because there's also one in your resource library, okay? So just an FYI, if you can't find it in the module ever, always go to the resource module, okay? It's in either place. So I would like for you to go ahead and click on that. And it should look like this. Okay, everybody with me there? Yeah, Joe Marion, join me. Click on the visual guide in Unit 5, Joe Marion. It says Gramática. Okay, so this is like all the grammar for Unit 5, okay? And we've already looked at to hurt, right? Doler. And we looked at los verbos ver, oír, oler, y decir. And these are the ones that we're going to practice today, right? The rest of these we'll get to later. That's in our next section. So for today, or for this week, pretty much, we're going to be practicing with these right here. Okay, so just know that you do have that available to you. Okay, so ver again was to see. We talked about it being a regular ER verb. And so our endings are O, ES, E, hemos, and N, right? We don't have to worry about vosotros. So I'm kind of getting rid of that. Okay. And then we had these three that are really irregular: oír, oler, and decir. Oír and decir are those go verbs. But look at oír, the I becomes a Y. Okay. Oler almost looks like doler. Yeah. Huelo, hueles, huele. Olemos and huelen. So these are highly irregular. Highly irregular. And that's one reason why I'm not going to drive you crazy with them. Okay. But you do need to know what they mean. And you do need to like recognize them. Okay. Is that clear to everybody? Clase, give me a thumbs up if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's about knowing what they mean and then to be able to recognize them. And so with that in mind, what we're going to try to do is look at these in the context of a short story. Okay. And we're going to try to work on the story together for the remainder of the class period today. So I'm going to need your help, right? So we're going to try to find the verbs. We're going to try to find the cognates. We're going to go through that whole process until we can figure out what it means. And then we're going to translate, and we're going to try a different form of translation. Okay. And I'll explain that more when we get there. Okay. All right. So if you can, here's what I would like you to do. If you can, leave this open in a tab. Yeah. If that's some way that for you guys to do that, leave it open in the tab, because we need to go back to Canvas to open up our story. Okay. Is that clear? I don't know how you guys work your screens, but just know it would be helpful if you could leave that open. Okay. Okay. Once you figure out a way, you guys, to keep that open, then meet me back in modules in Canvas. All right. If there's a way to do it, if you have to open another Canvas tab or whatever you need to do. Jo Marion, I need you to join me. Okay. Okay. Arshad, here's what we're doing. I'll share my screen. We're going to practice our verbs. And so in unit 5, I opened the visual guide and I asked you guys to keep it open. Yeah, to like keep it open. So you can refer to it if you need it. Okay, so the next thing we need to click on, you guys, is this reading where it says los sentidos y los verbos. Los sentidos y los verbos. So remember our goal. Our goal is to be able to know what they mean and to recognize their form. Okay. So go ahead and click on the story. Or I don't know if it's a story, but our reading, I guess. Lectura. Okay. And this will be your working copy. We may not finish it all today, right? And so we will use this reading to annotate, highlight the different forms of the verbs, locate cognates and our body parts vocabulary. We'll complete a translation as well as viewing how the verbs work in context. So I put in also an immersive reader so that you could always go back and hear the story read to you if you wanted. So once you get here, go ahead and click on annotation. And please let me know if you have trouble opening. Because see, like for me right now, it's not coming up. Says unavailable. I had a fear because today, like I said, things are just not happening. Okay. Well, let's see. I got some action. Hold on. It's trying. I got this now. It's trying. Okay, while we wait for that, let me see if I can just find my original copy. Does yours look like this now, you guys? It's trying. Maybe let's refresh. Let's see what happens. Service is currently unavailable. Okay. All right. Let me find the original. You guys, happy Monday to us, right? Happy Monday. We should have a song for Happy Mondays. Okay. All right, let's try this one. I'm gonna put this link in the chat. Okay, you guys, let's try it this way. Okay, let me know if it opens for you. And let me know if it's allowing you to make your own copy. If it's not, we'll try something else. If it's not asking you to make a copy, then click on the second link there. See what happens. Okay, Brooklyn's got it open. Arshad, click on the link in the chat. Marlation. Okay, Brooklyn, see if it'll let you make a copy for yourself. Do you know how to do that? Jamarian?
Let me make a copy.
It did. Okay, perfect. Okay, Arshad. Jojo, where are you at? Malia, is it working for you? Were you able to make a copy? There you go. Okay. All right. First things first. So let me put this up on the screen. Okie doke. See if I can make it bigger. Okay, so I'm going to have it on the Zoom screen as well, right, you guys? Okay. So first of all, see, it's pretty short. It's just a little paragraph, right? Just to make sure we practice these in context. And let's try to find cognates. Now, what's a cognate? A cognate is a word that looks similar in English, right? But it has the same meaning as in English, right? But it's a Spanish word. So let me know in chat, or it'd be faster if you guys unmuted. Take a look at your paragraph. Are there words that are cognates that have the same meaning in English and Spanish and look similar in English and Spanish? You see any? En la mañana oigo el canto de los pájaros con mis orejas y huelo el aroma del café con mi nariz. Okay, so very good. Very good. I got a couple of them in the chat. Anybody else? Good. Very good. Yay. Okay. Keep them coming. All right. So we have, somebody said aroma, which I'll go with that. I agree. Aroma. Okay. And then someone said colores, and I agree. Colores. Right. And someone said delicioso. I agree. Okay. I see another one, at least one more. Keep looking. Anybody else? En la mañana oigo el canto de los pájaros con mis orejas y huelo el aroma del café con mi nariz. Mi amigo me dice, very good, Jamarian, que el desayuno está listo y él toca el pan fresco con sus manos. Veo los colores de la fruta en la mesa y saboreo el jugo dulce con mi lengua. Con mi lengua. Todo es delicioso. Very good. Okay. So somebody said café, which I agree. And somebody said fruta. Sí, muy bien. All right, you guys, good. So we have all of our cognates, right? All of our words that we can figure out. Okay, now, next bit. Let's look at words, not verbs, not actions, but things, right? People, places, or things, not actions. Are there any words, nouns, that we can recognize from our current vocabulary? Pop them in the chat. Are there words that you recognize that are not actions, that are not verbs, right? That are from our current vocabulary? Okay, good, Jamarian. Good. Jamarian's on fire. Good job. Anybody else? Words from our vocabulary, not action words, but words, vocabulary, persons, places, or things. Okay, good, Brooklyn. See any, Mia, Marlacia, Arshad? Can you find one that's from our vocab? A person, place, or thing? Or words that you just know, words that you recognize? Arshad, Marlacia, Malia, pop them in the chat. Okay, so somebody said nariz, right? That's from our vocab, nariz. Okay, and then we had orejas, right? Ears. Muy bien. And then what was the other one? Okay, manos, very good. Manos. Okay. Anything else from our current vocab that's a thing? Oh, good, Arshad. Pájaros, right? Pájaros, birds. Pájaros. Okay. Any others? So you guys can be highlighting, underlining, or whatever, right? On your working copy. That's what this is for. Anything else from our current vocabulary? Yeah, Malaysia, muy bien. Lengua. Lengua is our tongue, right? Our tongue. Okay, I think that's all of them. Okay. Good job. Okay, are you ready for step 3? All right, step 3. Let's find words that we know. Maybe we've seen them before. Maybe we've already had them this year once. Just words that we know. So pop them in the chat, or you can unmute. It's faster if you unmute. Words that we know, that we've already looked at this year, that we haven't highlighted yet. Persons, places, or things. Do we know mañana? Just person, places, or things. Do we know mañana? Do we know amigo? We know those, right? So let's do amigo. We know these. And we know mañana, right? Just random words that we know what they mean, right? Mañana, amigo. Okay. We had desayuno. El desayuno was our breakfast, our word for breakfast. We just had that like last unit. And we had jugo from our last unit. Yeah. What else you guys telling me? Pan, very good. From our last unit. Okay. Anything else? Did we have mesa from our last unit? Remember when we did fork and knife and blah, blah, blah? What's a mesa? Mesa. Do you remember that one? A table. Muy bien. So, oops, I changed that one, didn't I? Okay. Mesa. Sí. Okay, mesa. Anything else? That are persons, places, or things. Okay. Next step. How about describing words? Describing words, you guys. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Describing words. Are there any? I see a couple. I see like 2, 3. Describing words. Yep. So good. So we did delicioso, right? So we did delicioso. That's a describing word. Delicious. Anybody, anything else? Good. Fresco is a describing word. Absolutely. Okay. Fresh. Good. Okay. Another one. I see one more. Anybody? A describing word. What's your guess? Make a guess. Doesn't cost you any money. Marleisha. Woo, good. Dulce, meaning sweet. Very good. Okay. And in truth, I guess you guys, oops, I didn't mean to do that. In truth, we could also look at this word listo. Está listo, meaning that it's ready. Okay, that word means ready. So it could be a describing word too, right? You're prepared or you're not prepared or whatever. Okay, yay, good job. All right, last thing that we have to find. You guys are doing a great job. Let's find our verbs. Let's find our verbs. What do we recognize? What are our verbs? What are our actions happening here? Okay, good. Marleisha, good. Anybody else? Malaysia says huelo here. Okay. Anybody else? Another verb or action? Yeah, very good, Jo Marion. Well, except you're right, it would be, except that here it's saying the, and I'll explain that when we go to translate, okay? Marleisha, but that's a good eye, Jo Marion. All right, so then we have veo. Marleisha, good job. Okay, come on, you guys. Every sentence has to have at least a verb, one verb, right? So let's keep going. Arshad, muy bien. Saboreo. Good. Oigo, good. Malaysia. Okay. Any other verbs? Look carefully. Good, Marleisha. Ooh, you're hot, Marleisha. Good job. Okay, she says dice. I see 2 more. I see 2 more. Keep looking. Don't give up. Mia, you see any? Good, Mia. Good job. Toca, right? Good job. Okay, one more. It's a tricky one. One more. Anybody else? Okay, it'll be in this very last sentence right here. Todo es delicioso. Everything is delicious, right? Is, you guys, is a verb, right? It's the act of existing, okay? All right, muy bien. You guys did a great job. So we had oigo, huelo, dice. Oh, I forgot one. I forgot one. You guys, está is another verb, okay? It also means is. Oops. It also means is, okay? Yeah, so that's going to change this up. Okay. I don't know why that's blue. Old. Okay. Bueno, so está. All right. So we have oigo, huelo, dice, está, toca, veo, saboreo, and es. And you guys, other than this verb toca, to touch, right? If we scroll up, we have them here. Other than this verb toca, most of these verbs, these are not, and dice, these are not things, these are not like physical action, right, you guys? These are not things that we can see. They're not verbs of motion, right? Oigo, to hear, right? It's from oír. So we don't see us hearing, you know what I mean? These are not verbs of motion. So they can be a little tricky for us to identify. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you, now that you know what the parts of the story are, okay, you can scroll up and down. You have your verbs here, ver, oír, oler, and decir, okay? And I'd like you to read this just to yourself. I'll give you a minute or two. And then we're going to try to figure out what the heck it means. So you're reading to yourself. Be ready to translate. It's real helpful if you guys read them out loud. I mean, you're muted. Nobody's going to hear you. Right? So that's a good habit to kind of get into. Okay, question. Now you have a choice. I'm going to give you guys a choice. You can, here's choice number one. We can translate this. Remember, you're going to turn this in. I gave you guys some like empty space here. You could like click on the empty space and type in the translation. Or would you like to try and do an illustrated translation? Like if I put it, like if I opened up a Nearpod, or you can put images even in your document here. What would you like to do? Give me a guess. Would you like to do an illustrated translation, or would you like to just type in the words? It doesn't matter to me. The point to me is that you guys recognize your words. So it's whatever you prefer. What do you think? Okay. Okay. Okay, Marlecia. So illustrate, is that for illustrated, Jo Marion? Is your vote for illustrated, Jo Marion? Yeah. Arshad and Mia, what do you say? Okay. Arshad and Mia, you want to type it or you want to illustrate it? Okay. So you guys, we have even votes. We have as many type who want to type it as who want to illustrate it. So I need a tiebreaker. Mia, you're the tiebreaker. Oh, okay. Mia says she wants to type it as well. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do an illustrated one maybe another time. Okay. So let's work this through together. En la mañana oigo el canto de los pájaros con mis orejas. So what do we think, you guys? You can unmute. What do you think? If we know that pájaros are birds, right? Oigo. What is oigo? What is oigo? Oh, got all kinds of messages coming in here. Okay, so go ahead and type in what you think they mean. Notice that on that first line it says el canto. Now there's a verb cantar, to sing, right? So when we say el canto de los pájaros, we're talking about the song or the chirping of the birds, right? It becomes a thing. Okay, Jo Marion? Like el canto is like the song or the chirping, in this case, of the birds. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So sometimes verbs can become nouns or vice versa. Let me see what all the talk is about this morning. Okay, so the good news is, you guys, Canvas nationwide is having these troubles. It's not just me and you. Okay. Okay, Mia, you typing in your translation? Let's see, Brooklyn. Arshad, how about you? Are you typing in your translation? So I can't see it on Go Guardian. Joe, how about you? You typing in that translation? So how I would like to finish class today, which means we have about 10 minutes, I would like for us to finish our translations, share them out sentence by sentence, and then I would like for you to submit them. Okay, that's how I want to finish class in the next 10 minutes. Okay, scroll up, Brooklyn. Scroll up. Remember, if it's a verb, just scroll up and it should be right there in your document. Oh no, Malia. Was that canvas down for maintenance? Lordy, lordy. You can You can just type it in onto your document, right, Malia? On your story document. I left you space in between each line if you wanted to type it in between each line, or you can just type it in at the bottom to scroll down. Remember, no Googling, right? You have the verb charts. All you gotta do is scroll up and down on your document. Oh, so you need to make a copy. You know how to make a copy, Mia? Okay. So Brooke, is Canvas telling you it's down for maintenance? Yes? Okay, so listen to me carefully, you guys. If Canvas is down, you need to make sure that you've made your own copy of this and that you save it in your Google Drive. You should, I thought we made a Spanish folder at the beginning of the year. Put it in your Spanish folder in your Google Drive so that whenever Canvas is working, you can turn it in, okay? The story, Joe Marion. Okay, how you guys doing? Canvas is still down, right? Oh, let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you guys, we have about 2 minutes, right? So make sure, Marian, can you hear me? Make sure that you save this document because you cannot put it in Canvas, right? It's not working. So make sure that you save this copy in your Google Drive. If you had a Spanish folder, you were supposed to make one at the beginning of the year, stick it in your Spanish folder and get it finished up. And then hopefully when Canvas comes back online, then you can turn it in the module. Okay. So on Wednesday, you guys, we will go over those translations together as a class. So you want to make sure you get it finished between now and Wednesday morning if you're not already finished. Okay. All right. Any questions about any of what I just said? It's kind of a pain when our technology is not working. Okay, so we have about a minute left. Go ahead and finish it up. Keep working, save it, whatever you need to do. But remember, you need to go back and get it finished by Wednesday morning. Yep. Pop it in your Spanish folder in your Google Drive. Good job. Jo Marion, I need to know you're with me. I will say this, you guys. I don't know if you guys noticed last week, we had like what, 4 days last week? Every day of the week last week, there was something that wasn't working. One day it was Clever, another day it was Infinite Campus or whatever. Every day, and then here we start this week with Canvas not working. I hope this goes away. I hope by tomorrow it's all straightened out and we're smooth sailing again. Okay, you guys, make sure you save it. Make sure you finish. We'll finish it up on Wednesday morning. Okay. And if you get it done, or when you get it done, rather, try Canvas again and just upload it so you can get your points for doing it. Okay. Tomorrow, maybe. Let's see if it's working by tomorrow. Okay. All right. Any questions before we sign off this morning? Okay. You guys did a great job finding all that stuff. Well done. Well done. Okay, nos vemos miércoles, right? See you Wednesday. Adios, clase. Reach out if you have any questions. Adios.